Clarity Nation, what up? So, been doing some thinking, some realizing, some reassessing, some readjusting, some retuning. You know what it is, you know what we do. And I've done a few posts about this, mostly short form, minute long rants, stuff like that. So I figured I would break it down for you in a little bit more detail and a little bit more depth. You see, there's progressions that we go through on our journey as entrepreneurs, CEOs, investors, all that. There's stages, there's levels to this shit, right? We always got levels. And let's face it, when you are in hustle mode, when you're a hustler, when you're just starting out, nothing wrong with that. Hustlers, we love you, I love you. But there's more to life than hustle, right? Hustling is equivalent to being a dog chasing a bone. That's it. You're a dog chasing a bone, you're a dog playing fetch. You're out there, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a hunter. You need to learn how to hunt before you can learn how to farm, right? You need your systems, you need to know what works, you need to know what doesn't. But it's not sustainable, not over the long term. See, because when you're a hustler, when you're just starting out, you have one focus and one focus only. That's what can I do to produce? What can I do to drive revenue? What can I do to drive profits? And you're out there every single day, pounding that pavement, pounding that pavement, pounding that pavement, bloodying those knuckles, making those calls, making those, showing up to those networking events, knocking on those doors, posting on social media, doing all that shit. You don't really see high-level producers on social media that much. You don't see them posting that much. They typically have teams doing that for them and doing their content for them, managing their profiles or whatever. And I mean, unless you're Gary Vee, there's chances are you're only active on one or two different platforms, right? Maybe three. That's it. The problem with relying on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff, is you're basically renting your list. You're renting your audience, right? You have no ownership over it. You could wake up, like how many times does it happen where you wake up tomorrow to people that you know where they wake up one day and their account's gone. Their account just got banned. They're kicked off for whatever reason. Or their ads account, especially on Facebook, wake up one day and it's been shut down. And now you're put in a position where you have to start over because you don't actually own your list, right? And that's why I knock vanity metrics so much. Like, it doesn't matter your followers, your likes, all that kind of stuff, your engagement on your posts. That's just mental masturbation. I feel good for a minute when I log in and check it out. But unless you're monetizing it, it's not doing anything for you. Now, if you have a small but loyal following and you're able to monetize that and you're able to grow, that's good. That's where it's at. Now, the next progression that we go through as business people is into an entrepreneur mode. The entrepreneur starts realizing that the hustle isn't sustainable. The hustle isn't sustainable. It's not predictable. You can't rely on it for long-term sustainable results. You just can't. So they start looking at what can I do to put infrastructure within my business, whether that's systems, leveraging technology, whether that's hiring other people. What do I need to do to remove myself from certain roles within the company and either replace myself with technology or replace myself with human capital? And they start understanding the value of that. They start understanding the importance of that. And they also start to see it's not enough to make money, but you need to keep money, right? If you don't have cash on hand, if you don't have a reserve, it's very hard to make moves. It's very hard to make plays. And you don't really have a lot of confidence to grow your business because if you make one wrong move, you're dead in the water, right? The ship is sinking. Captain Jack Sparrow needs to figure out something else to do. So there's that. So it's what can you do to start automating things? What can you do to start removing yourself from roles within the company and put some predictability in there, put some sustainability in there, give yourself some real tangible results and be not only that, but be able to scale, right? The hustler and you can't ever scale. And again, hustlers, hustle mode, we love you. I love my hustler. You're always going to need to rely on your hustler at all stages in business. But you got to come at it from different angles, right? There's going to be times where you need to step in and hit the floor and pound it out and make stuff happen because your team, for whatever reason, in the fourth quarter is dropping the ball. It is what it is. It happens. You need to stay in tune with your hustler. You lose your hustler and you start losing your vision. You start losing your drive. It's not very good. Now, the entrepreneur is fine. The CEO starts understanding, well, it's fine to make money. It's fine to keep money. But what can I do to grow my money? What can I do to start making it work for me? And that's pushing into being an investor as well. But the CEO knows that the CEO has a higher vision. Gross, there's flies fucking over there or something. It's totally distracted me. But the CEO knows, the CEO sees the higher picture and all the different components that go into it. And again, like hustlers, entrepreneurs, CEO, it doesn't matter what stage you're in, there's nothing wrong with that. You need to stay connected to all the different levels at all times. It's a balancing act, it's a juggling act. You got to know which hat to put on and when to put it on and where to wear it, how to wear it, all that kind of stuff, right? But the CEO starts looking at the bigger picture, at the higher vision, and say, okay, well, what can we do to grow the money, right? What can we deploy from a marketing standpoint? Who can we hire? What departments? What new products? What new services? What new experiences? What can we do to keep growing the money? What can we do to keep rising and building this empire and build this wall around the castle so that it's that much harder to break through from the outside, so that it becomes impenetrable or impervious to attack from the outside, right? And then as you start moving into the investor, it's more about what can I do to give back, right? Who can I support? What can I give back? What can I invest in? The sooner that you can realize the greatest investment that you'll ever make is in yourself and in your business, you're never going to get another higher rate of return. The easier it is to push yourself to move throughout these levels, right? And start looking at things from different angles. I mean, not everything's going to work. I shit the bed all the time. I'll be the first to admit it. I constantly have ideas, and some I don't even go through with because it's just not worth it. It's a good idea in my head, but on paper, the value isn't there. The ROI isn't there. Sometimes I think everything's lining up and it's just not a good fit, whether it's not a good fit as a whole, period, or whether it's just not a good fit right now. It's two totally different things, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, hustle isn't going to build you. Hustle will build you hustle will get you started, but it's not going to build or sustain the empire. It's not going to build or sustain the business that you're working towards, the lifestyle that you're working for, the quality of life for your family. It's a zero-sum game. It really is, because you're always going to be stuck in the rat race. You're always going to be stuck on the hamster wheel, right? And I've got a ton of great content here on YouTube and across my other platforms about what systems can you implement, how can you use automation, different ways to look at it, different ways to view it. At the end of the day, you don't need the skills and you don't need to do it all yourself. You can reach out to somebody like yours truly and ask for help, hire somebody, bring somebody on in-house, hire a freelancer more like me, an independent party to be like an extension of your team. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do in order to get there, right? You don't have to do it all alone. You're not alone, and you don't have to have all the skills. That's where human capital comes into play for, and the entrepreneur and the CEO especially within you understand that is human capital is just as important as technology and automation and infrastructure and all of that, right? Human capital plays a big role, because while we can use technology to drive our business, we're always going to need human capital to drive the innovation and update things and maintain things and step into different roles within the organization or even the movement for that matter. That's all I got for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to smash that like button. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what you need help with, or even just some insights. What are some best practices? What are some stuff that you learned along the way? Love to hear it. Love to engage in a conversation with you guys. And smash that subscribe button over there. Make sure that you never miss a beat. We'll talk soon. Cheers. Peace.